Great to see so many here at short notice. You saw what happened in Cllr when people came out and protested. It took over a year and a half to get a decision where that centre wouldn't go ahead. You've all the political class coming out and saying, oh, we stood with the people. We said it shouldn't have happened. They did not. They sat and they cheered on the cops when they beat people off the streets. They clapped and cheered when we were pepper sprayed by the police. When myself and Councillor Pepper raised the issue of crime in Dublin City, they laughed at us in the council and they cheered and clapped and told us to close the door behind us. We saw last week in Mountjoy Square Afghan gangs fighting. The week before that it was Somalian gangs in Dorset Street and Frederick Street. This is what we're importing into this country. This is what they want to put in here. Last year they told us that Ralton House would not be used as an iPass centre. And then local people ensured that it wasn't going to be used. A couple of months ago they told us that there would be no more iPass centres in the northeast in our city because we already had too many. They had already used up every building that they could find to put them into. But we know that that was another lie. We know that everything a politician in this country says, an establishment politician says, is a lie. We saw the Social Democrats TD, who comes from a couple of streets from here. I don't see him here. Maybe he'll put up his hand there. No. Is he there? No. Telling the Journal that 2 years ago in East Wall that he was wrong and that we were right. So what does that mean? Does that mean we're not the racist fascists that he said we were? We're not the people who should be locked up or run off the streets like he said we should have been. He said he was wrong and we were right. He still doesn't link the shortage in housing to immigration. Again, we are apparently the problem. We saw Aon O'Riordan, who people in Europe think has mental health problems. And it's very little I agree with what comes out of Europe. But I think on this occasion, the people who are sitting beside him in the European Parliament are quite right. The man, in normal circumstances, if we hadn't closed down Brendan's, would probably be in there. He was on RTE News yesterday complaining about Cllr, saying, we stood, meaning him and the other NGOs and politicians, stood with the government and effectively the government shafted them. And he's pretty pissed off over that.
Fuck him.
But he was on previously during the week and he was going mad that the government would decide not to pursue a contract in Cllr because he said that shows that the people of Cllr and what they've done was right and would achieve its objective. That's why when we had 50,000 people on the streets last April, all carrying tricolours, they became petrified. This movement has grown right around the country, and it's grown from small groups like this. And you come back here next weekend, there will be twice this crowd here. Yes. And that's what's happening in every small town, from Carrickmacross to Donegal to right around the country. People are getting up and they have the confidence now, following on from what's happened in Dublin over the past number of years. They're not afraid to stand up. They're not afraid to be called fascists or racists because they know they're none of those things. They know that what they're concerned about is not themselves or even their children, but their grandchildren. These young children here today, it's their future that we're looking for. There's nothing in this for us, only to save this country for the future, for our children. And if there's one legacy you can leave to your children and grandchildren, it's that you stood up and were prepared to say enough is enough. Good morning, Margaret.